What's up, Chatty Batter Gang Squad? This is your girl Chat with Kay, and I'm back with another Table Talk Tuesday. And today, guys, you know it is the conclusion to my story. It is. Even though there's a lot still left to this story, like I said in my last video, we are going to save part of it when I go live so you can hear from Cooking with Diane 317. That last like it's falling off, but it's not. Cooking with Diane 317, and I'm going to go live with her so you can hear from her how she played a part in this whole story. But we will get into that right after the intro. What's up, YouTube? This is your girl Kay. Hit that subscribe button. See you on the inside. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm going to probably have to do this little last part of this story while I'm here in this kitchen because I got some things I got to do. But if this is your first time tuning into my channel, there's some things I asked you to do for me, and that is like the video, comment on the video. Guys, let's start getting our likes up. Let's get our likes up. Let's get our commenting up, because these two steps are very important to help push out each other's channels. So I got to make sure that I'm doing the same thing that I'm asking that you do for me, because all of these things that helps, all these steps helps our channels grow, okay? And it also, the comments, it helps the system see that we are engaging with one another, and we also building bonds with one another, okay, guys? So do that for me, guys, and hit the like button and comment on this video below. Even though this may be tough for some people to hear, this part of my story is the part where it comes to him trying to literally kill me. For real. And this is no joke. He literally, this is the part that I know that most of you have been wanting to hear. This is the difficult part. But here it is. Okay, so I know in the last video I stopped when I said that we went to the hospital, I'm assuming, because I didn't go back to finish refresh my memory where I stopped. So I know that I told you about how he fell. He passed, well, he didn't pass out, but we took him to the hospital because his diabetes and all those different things. So he got out. Fast forward. So the next plan came into play. You already know me. My sister had part 2, plan B. All right. So for some reason, oh, I know. I remember telling you guys that I said that I was leaving and going out of town, but I really didn't go out of town. I was still with my sister because I was just trying to get away from this guy. So the plan was to let him think that I was going out of town. And it wasn't. Was not. It was with my sister. So we started following him. That's what we tried to do. Because I think we started following him. And so she followed him to this club. Okay, so he wasn't at a pub. He was at actually a club this time. Or was it a pub? I don't remember. But I know we followed him to the location of where he was at. So he noticed that my sister was following him. So he started trying to do his little maneuvers to try to get away from her because she was trailing him, but he was in my van. All right. So she, Dukes of Hazzard. Diane is Dukes of Hazzard. That girl should be on the Indianapolis 500 race car driver because she can drive. She truly can. So she was following him even though he was trying to get away from her. So she was following him, and then we followed him to this location. So she went to the door and told the guy, I guess it's like a bounty guy or whatever. I'm going to say a bounty guy, a bouncer. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That she was trying to get to him because she wanted the keys to her car and he wouldn't give them to her. So the guy was like, well, I really don't have anything to do with that. So he wouldn't help her. Now, mind you, I'm sitting in the car, ducked down low, but I was in the car. So he wouldn't give her the keys. And so I just said, you know what? We're going to get my keys. We got my stuff. We're going to get my keys today. So what I did, I got out of the car, and then he saw me. He kind of looked. I was like, yeah, I want my keys to my car. So he just like, no, you ain't getting no keys. Again, controlling, threatening, or you gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I already told you how to, don't come at me like that. I told you what's gonna happen if it do. I said, you know what? It is what it is. I want my keys. So he still wouldn't get my keys. So first time calling 911. Called 911. The police came and I was explaining the story to them. I said, I'm trying to get away from this guy and he won't give me my keys and he's inside of that club. So he's like, oh, what's his name? And I told him his name. So they told a guy that was, bound the other door. I told him and he went and got, the police told him to go get him. So he said, do you know what he got on? So my sister said, well, he got on, ran it all the way down to the police. Yes, she did. So one officer stayed at the door and one officer went in the club. So he brought him back out because we had already described what he looked like and already typed what he had on. So the police was like, is this your car? He talking about, that's my girl car. We just going through some stuff and she just mad right now. He's like, give me the keys so I can look at the registration. So the officer, at this point, he had to get the keys to the police officer, even though he was talking mad crap the whole time. So the police got the keys, looked in, opened the door. I stepped back. I said, my key, because, they have to make sure there's no weapons. They asked me, was there any weapons in the car? And I said, not to my knowledge. And if they are, they belong to him because they don't belong to me. So he was just like, okay. So he went in there. He got the... He got the registration paper out. Lord and behold, who name's on the registration? Mine. Was his name on the registration? No, was not. So he's like, you got an identification on you? I said, I sure do. And I gave him my license and he looked, he's like, if she says she want a car, she want a car. You have to give her a car. So he got mad and I got in my car and I drove away. So, okay, now I'm at Diane's house. Okay, so now I gotta go to school. And here comes the problem. I had to go to school. So from Diane's house where she lived at that particular time, I had to get on the freeway in order to get to college. Hang on one second. Okay, guys, I'm back. I had to go to the grocery store. I know you didn't miss me because I paused the video. All right, I'm back, and I'm going to be starting Mr. Man's dinner while I am finished telling you guys the story. Because I need something to distract me while I'm talking about this part. Because it is a tad bit much. So I was at the part where I said that I was going, we got my van, called the police, got my van, yada, yada. And then... so we drove off. I got him, Diane, I drove off. Diane got behind me, drove off. So at this time, I'm over at her house, and I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling so much better, but also still paranoid because this individual knew where she lived as well. So we kind of just looking out the windows, and that first night, it was kind of uneasy because I was like, okay, he kept sending me all of these death threats. He kept sending me all of the stuff that he kept sending me. He kept sending me. When I get you, you know where you're going. You're going in the ground. When I get you, you're not going to be, ain't nobody going to find your body. And he was just saying crazy off the wall stuff. And I was like, okay, he really on 10. He told me, I know where she live. I'm coming over there and I'm going to kill both of y'all. So he just kept going, yada, yada, yada. But Diane, the person that she is, she's just like, okay, I'm going to sleep up front in the living room by the door, and you go back to the back bedroom. So I said, all right. So that's where I went, but I wasn't sleeping. It was just restless. So it come to me having to go to school. So I was like, okay, I'm getting paranoid because I got to go to school. So when I got in my car, I was just like, okay, I'm looking around. I said, I don't see him, so whatever. So I get to my car. He knows my route to school because he took me there 1,000 times. So he knows the route to get me to school. So as soon as I got up on the freeway, he called me and I looked in the rear. He said, BITCH, I'm right behind you and I'm finna kill your ASS. And I'm looking in the mirror and I see this idiot in his jalopy. And I'm sorry that I may be calling him an idiot, and I know he's passed away and gone, but at the same time, I gotta tell my story to how I feel. I'm not gonna sit here and try to hide how I feel. Now, do I wish that he is where he is? I have mixed emotions about it, and when I get to the end of the story, I'll tell you why. But anyway, I just went on, and I'm seeing him, and I'm like, okay, here we go. So he just like, And he was leaving all these crazy messages, so I could hear the messages. So I picked up the phone because he was ramming the back of my van. He kept on, bam. And now I'm going 70 miles an hour. Okay, speed limit. I'm traveling. I am traveling at a high speed. Okay, but even though 70 is normal on the freeway, but still it is a fast speed for somebody to be behind you, ramming your car into mine. So he's taking his van. So at this particular time, I'm just like, this, he don't care about his life or mine. Because that's what he kept saying. He said, I'm dying anyway. And the day we gonna die together, B. We gonna die together, B. We gonna die together. Because I'm about to kill you. That's all he kept saying in these calls. So I had another phone that he did not know that I had. And I was able to use my elbow to push the button to call Diane. So, because she could hear all this craziness that was going on. And he like, you better pick up. You want me to ram in the back of you again? You better pick up. So I picked up. I was like, hello? He just like, so you thought you can escape me? You thought I was playing with you when I said I was going to kill you? You must thought I was playing. Ain't nobody going to leave me. You ain't going to leave me. And nobody else that I've ever been with going to leave me. And I'm like, I didn't understand that statement, but that is what he said. So I was like, I told him, I said, I just don't like the fighting. I said, and then you scare me so much, I don't like the fighting. So he just like, well, you better stay on this phone with me, because if you call the police, he's like, I can ram the back of you and make you flip your van or a jackknife or spin out of control before the police get to you. So he just kept on going. He's like that, bam. And then he just like, put your hands on the steering wheel so I can see you with both of your hands on the steering wheel. But he did not know that I'm telling Diane at the same time that this, before I picked up, I told her what was going on. So she's like, just get to me. Just get to me. And I was like, he is scaring the crap out of me. And he's getting to me. And he just kept on going. He's like, bam. So when he would hit me, the impact was so hard, the van was shaking. I almost could lose control, and cars was doing one of them numbers, decking away from me. And I was like, I know somebody on this freeway see what is happening right now. I know somebody sees what is happening right now. And that's what I was telling him. I said, you got to realize that you on a freeway, you trying to kill me. You trying to make me lose control of my car. I said, somebody's going to call the police. He's like, I don't give a so-and-so, explicit words, so-and-so, because you going to die today. You going to die today, B. You going to die today. So I was like, will you please stop? And he's just like, I said, why would anybody want to be with you and you treat people like this? He just like, I told you you left me. I told you you left me. So he kept getting agitated. And he just kept running. He's done messed the back of my van up. Did his up. He didn't care. He literally did not care. And he just kept on going. Boom. So I would jerk back on the highway. So I had to think fast. And the only way I know that I could calm this man down is to flip the script on him yet again. So I'm like, all right. I said, you win. I said, I just don't want to fight anymore. And then he's just like, so you gonna pull over so I can get the van while you at school? And I was like, yes, you can have the van while I'm at school. Mind you, he done dented up my van in the back. Now this time, makeup everywhere, because I done cried like crazy, because he have literally tried to kill me. He literally did, because he kept saying, I'm going to flip this van. All I got to do is just keep running in the back of this car. And it did. It kept just like, I almost lost control a couple of times when he was doing that. So he just like, I told you, if you ever left me, I was going to kill you. So I just like, I told him, I said, I'm just tired of the fighting. I said, I'm tired because you don't want to get help. I'm tired because I cared about you enough. So now I'm flipping the script. Okay? I said, I cared about you enough that I wanted you here with me, but you didn't want to go get your treatments. You want to go get, drink your alcohol and hang out with your friends versus you getting help for your health and be here for us. I said, so I'm upset about that. He was like, boo, I'm sorry. I understand. I'm going to go to, he said, if I make a promise that I go to dialysis, you let me have the van then? And I'm like, yes. I said, I'll let you have the van then. He's like, well, prove it to me and pull up. He said, go back to the house, head back to my house and park, and I can take you to school, and then I can take the van. Like nothing never happened. just like that. He just calmed down, just like that. He stopped ramming in the back of my van because I slowed my speed down, thinking I'm gonna see some lights at any given moment. I'm gonna see, because I couldn't get off my phone to call 911 for help for myself. But I knew that my sister was listening. So I was like, I know they're going to find me. In my mind, I'm like, okay, if I just play along to keep him from trying to stop to kill me on this freeway, I can see the trip lights at any given moment. That's all I kept thinking. Not. So I pulled off the side. I got off the freeway and headed towards his house. And I'm like, okay. But then I started hearing sirens, but they don't know where we are at this time because I done got off the freeway. So my sister said, just get to me. So I went to his house. I said, but he's behind me. So I said, I'm just going to calm him down, whatever the case may be. So I'll get to his house. He gets out of his car, gets in the van with me. But in the meantime, before we get to his house, he's like, Bubba, do you see them apartments over there? I know you don't like the apartments that we live in, but we can move over there if you want to, and I'll make things more comfortable for you. Like it wasn't nothing. You just tried to run me off the road 5 seconds ago. Now you talking about upgrading the apartment and doing all this stuff. It's like nothing never happened. I'm like, okay. I knew how I had learned, like I said in the previous videos, I had learned how to deal with this guy as far as when he's agitated like that. The best way to save my life is to give in to him. And the fact that he has just tried to ram his car, he's like, wham, at the back end of my van, it freaked me out so bad and it scared me so bad. And I honestly felt like I was about to die that day because I kept losing control of my car. So I get to his house. I'm scared to death, but Diane's listening this whole entire time. And I knew what she had already told me. So he just like, he said, I don't never want you to leave me. You all I got. And he gets in the car and he just like nothing has never happened. But I'm shaking. I'm sitting here just shaking. I'm shaking. And he gets in there. He has a hammer. He has a knife. And he just like, if you would have kept going, he said, I would have made sure that you died. That's all he kept saying. He said, you was about to die today, and I was going to make sure that you died because I was going to keep until I ran you off the road. And if I kept, because you don't know how to control your car when it's out of control, you was all off in other lanes, cars having to swerve from you. This is what this idiot is saying, sitting in the car with me. So he's like, I knew you. He said, if I would have kept on, if you hadn't pulled over, you would have died because I was going to see to it that you died today. He's talking about, I'm dying anyway. I don't have nothing to lose, so we might as well die together. So like, and he literally felt that way. He literally did. So I just like, okay. So now I told one of my chatty baddies I had to put my Denzel Washington. I needed a Grammy for what I pulled off. I needed an Oscar for the performance that I did. Okay. So he gets in the car and I'm just looking at him. I said, why do you want to hurt me? And only thing I keep saying is the only thing I'm upset about is because you won't get help for your health. I said, and then you won't be so agitated and you will not get mad so easy. I said, but you promised me you was going to go to dialysis and you make sure that you get the toxins out of your blood so we don't have these moments. He's like, all right, I'm going to go tomorrow. I ain't going to drink tonight. I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm going to go tomorrow because, no, Monday. He said, because it was a Friday. He said, I'm gonna go Monday. I promise, baby. I promise you. And so at this time, I was sitting here and I'm crying, I'm shaking. And he was telling me, stop crying. You gonna come home with me? I'm like, yes. And then I was like, I need to go to Diane's house because I need to fix my makeup because I don't want to go to school looking like this because people could tell that something's wrong. And then he was like, but she ain't gonna let you. I said, she gonna be mad. But she already listening. He said, she gonna be mad. And then I was like, well, I said, I just tell her we got into it. I ain't gonna tell her what all just happened. I'm thinking quick on my, I had to be quick on, I had to think fast. So I was just like, okay, so he's thinking that I'm getting ready to go, I'm gonna let him go, I'm gonna go fix my face and then I'm gonna get in my car and then he gonna go and take me to school. That's what he thought. So he said, I gotta stop by the store because I know you said you wanted some stuff to clean the apartment because you wanted to stir up, you wanted to freshen the apartment up. We don't have any Pine-Sol or anything like that, so I'm going to go get that stuff. I said, why don't you just go get it now? The Family Dollar just right there. And so he just like, he told me, no, because you're going to pull off. That was my whole, that's what I was planning on doing. So he's like, you're going to pull off. You're going to pull off. And so I just like, no, I'm not. I said, because I don't. I said, you have made it very clear to me that you want, that if I leave you, you are really going to try to kill me again. Because you just literally tried to kill me on the freeway just now. And then he just like, no, I think you got the message. You know that I ain't got nothing to lose, and I will kill you, and I'll kill myself too, and because I'm dying anyway, I'm a dying man anyway. So he didn't care, because he felt as though that, and which it was, he felt as though that his life was about over. So he didn't care. And then I asked him, I said, do you, when you doing all this stuff to me, I said, do you even have a conscience about what can happen to you when you leave this world? And he was like, I don't care. I don't believe in God anyway, because what God will give you all these diseases and heart disease, kidney disease, and heart failure and all this kind of stuff. He said, what God would do this. So his faith was shot. So he didn't care. Okay. He did not care. So it's like, all right. So when we get in the, he said, all right, so he told me, I know you're not going to leave. You're not going to pull off, because you know what, I just tried to kill you. So you know I'm serious when I say that if you leave me, I'm going to kill you. So I kept saying, no, I'm not going to pull off. I said, I just don't want to. He told me, go in the store with me, because he tried to take my keys. I was like, no, I'm cold. I said, if we're going to start over, we're going to start over with trust right now. You got to trust me. I got to trust you. You want me to trust you that you're not going to try to take my life? You just said you weren't going to try to take my life as long as I'm with you. So I'm going to stay right here, because I don't want you to take my life. I do not want you to kill me. So I'm not going to pull off. I said, but I can't go to school and people look at my face and makeup running all over the place. They're going to want to know what the heck happened, right? So I said, and there will be a dead giveaway, all right? But I'm steady seeing police flying left and right. I'm steady looking at them, knowing they're looking for me, because they were. I'm knowing they're looking for me because they were. So I just like, okay, I got to think fast. So I'm steady telling him, no, I want to be with you. I'm going to stay here and be with you. I'm not going to, I said, I'm not going to leave. And I just told him, I said, I'm going to be here for you. And as long as you promise me that you're going to go to dialysis on Monday, we can get past what happened today. So he gets out the car. Even though he was skeptical, he got out the car. He got out the car, and then he got out the car. He went into Family Dollar. And the whole time he looking back at me. And I'm steady looking at him. As soon as he was going down that aisle where he couldn't see me, girlfriend hit the pedal to the metal and left and went straight to Diane's house. And I told her, I said, tell the police where I'm at. And so I went to her house. And when I got to her house, she's in the street waiting for me to pull up. Girlfriend had hammers, knives, crowbars, whatever, bats, you name it, Diane had it. She was ready for a fight that day. And I was already crying and shook up and scared when I got to her, because I did make it to her. So I made it to her, and oh my God, my phone. When he realized that I left, he started calling. So Diane was like, what we gonna do? We're gonna take your van to my mom's house. I was like, okay. And so if he don't see your van, he don't know where you are. And so she was just like, I'm not really worried about him coming after me. So she's like, we're gonna take your van. I'm behind you, so pull off. So I was like, all right. So we pulled off. I drove my van, steady shaking, crying, scared, nervous, everything. So we got to Mom's house, because I called Diane's mother mom too. And I was like, Mom. And we was telling her what happened. And so she's irate at this point. And she was like, this MF just really tried to kill you. I said, yeah, he did. He really, and Diane said, yeah, because I was on the phone the whole entire time. And she said, I'm going to testify to that, and I'm going to yell it to the top of the roof. He just tried to kill her. He really did. And so she's like, I'm glad you got it. She said, how'd you get away? I said, I had to get quick on my feet. I had to put my Denzel Washington acting skills on, because that's how I got away from that fool. So, I'm sorry that I called him that, but yes, that's what he was to me. So then, it don't stop there. So now that I'm gone and I got away, he is calling me. He is cussing me out. He's making death threats on the phone. He's doing all this crazy stuff. So we dropped my van off, and I got in the car with Diane, and I went back to her house because we told the police where we were. I said, I'm safe, but I'm with my sister. I'm back at her house. So the police came to her house to get a statement of what had just happened. So we did a whole backstory of how this domestic violence been going through with him, and him threatening my life on so many occasions. And now I'm letting the police listen to all these messages that he was leaving. All of these messages. So the police was like, well, do you have somewhere that you could go to, because we need to get you before a judge so that you can put a protective order together. So I just Diane was like, oh, no, I got her. Ain't nothing going to happen to her. Oh, I got her. Because Diane was, when I say she was locked and loaded with everything, you know where I'm going. Locked and loaded and ready. Because she's like, if he come to my house, he said, y'all going to have to pick him up off the street. And that's exactly what she told him, because she was mad at the time. So he was just like, well, hopefully it don't come to that. Let us get to this guy, yada, yada, yada. And then he said, well, do you want to press charges? I was like, yes, because this man just tried to kill me. He kept saying that he was going to kill me. And I said, and then the police officer said, yeah, because we got a 911 call from someone that was on the freeway that was saying that this guy, that was a car was ramming in the back of a red burgundy van. I said, that's my van. And it's like it seems like he's chasing behind who's ever in the van, which was me. So now we got a witness who have already called 911. She gave her name and everything. And she's like, if you need to contact me, my name is blah, 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 and phone number, blah, 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 blah. So we had another eyewitness of what this man was trying to kill me. So we took the police report. She gave us a little card, and she said, but we got to give all this information and take it before a judge so then he can warrant you a protection order. And they did. I went downtown the next day and got a protective order, and I called his sister. And I said, listen, this is what he just did. I said, I can't do this with your brother anymore. Your brother literally tried to kill me on the freeway. She was like, he did what? I said, he ran his van in the back of mine on my way to school. And I said, there's eyewitnesses and everything. I said, so the police is looking for him. And so she's like, I said, so if anybody can talk some sense into him, maybe you need to talk some sense into him. Because right now, if he come to me, to try to get a hold of me, or try to harm me, I'm being looked over by the police. So my way of calling her was to not jeopardize Diane. So I said, if his sister knew what had happened, because I called his sister while the police was there. So they also, so she collaborated with him. It's like, yes, there was a police officer, and he let me know that they're looking for you because she done press charges against you, and she got a protective order because they were just like vehicular assault because he was running the back of my van. They saw the van, they saw the dents, they saw the pictures, they took pictures, they got his car because I had the license plate to his jalopy, everything. So when they found him, I told them all of his hangout spots because they had a hard time trying to serve him with protective orders. So they just like, okay, if he called you again, don't talk to him. Just keep ignoring him. No matter what he says, just keep ignoring him. And he blew my phone up that night. He called me everything but the child of God. Everything but the child of God. He done that. So, but I didn't respond. My sister was like, you with me? I'm right here by you. You good to go. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you, and I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. Now, that's how I escaped him, because he did get served. He did get brought up on charges of vehicular assault and all those different things. So I still didn't drive my van to school after that. Diane took me to school. She took me to school and she picked me up from school because I was staying with her at the time. So she picked me up to school, and my school Everybody knew that, the teachers knew, the administrators knew, office people, everybody knew that this man had tried to kill me, and then that if they see him on the premises of the school, then call 911 because he's not supposed to be. That was their way of trying to protect me, okay? So everybody and their mama and them knew that what he had just did, okay? Even though he didn't care, but they did. So I say this to say this. When you see your first sign of abuse, whether it's verbal, whether it's physical, where it's not in your direction, throwing things, busting holes in the wall, aggressive tone, all those things are a sign of someone who is controlling, and you could be potentially in a situation that you don't want to be in or need to be in. Anytime that someone try to make you feel less than because they are not secure in their own self, and that maybe you are, these are the time to get away. Also, please have someone that you can trust as a person that knows your situation, but also plays the role as elegant as Diane did, because he thought that he had her under his spell too, but he didn't. Okay, so she was able to know everything that I was going through with this man. Anytime, because there was a lot of other stuff going on of abuse with this guy. And we'll save a lot of that for the live, so we can she can tell other parts of this story herself as well. But I will say this: when you in a situation like that, when you first get that first inkling in your gut that you are in trouble, put a plan in motion. The very first sign: controlling, aggressiveness, agitation, belittling, cursing, throwing things, threatening text messages. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. When someone tells you that I will kill you, take it for what it is, because they are dead serious. Okay? Because this guy was dead serious. Now I'm going to tell you how he died, because I know that's what y'all want to know. So now I'm being watched. Okay, he knows that, the police is protecting me. He knows all this. He knows that the school is looking for a sign of trouble. He knows all this stuff. So it's hard for him to get to me, because even outside Diane's house, the night that all that happened, until I got my protection order, police was posted up outside Diane's house too. Forgot that part. But yes, they were. They was posted up outside her house. So I was at school, maybe like 2 weeks had passed. So I was at school, and his sister called me, and she said, and I started not to take the call, but she kept calling. I'm like, okay, what's going on now? I said, she about to chew me out because her brother finna be brought up on charges. But he did it to himself, because he's literally trying to kill me, okay? And she called me. When I said hello, she was crying. And I was like, I said, what's wrong? And she said, Russell I already said his name. She said, Russell just died. I was like, I said, just died? And she was like, yes. She said that he was performing at a club with his brothers. Because like I told y'all, everybody kept saying that, because the Jackson 5 is out of Gary, Indiana. Everybody kept saying that his family, his siblings, they were so talented with instruments and singing. Everybody said that they could be the next Jackson 5 out of Gary, Indiana. They were just that talented, and hats off to all of them, because they were. I got to give credit where credit was due. They were talented, and Russell was too. He was very talented as far as instrumentals and playing instruments and things like that. He was very, very talented. Very talented, okay? So she said that, she called me, she said that he was with another girl, because after he after I put my protection order on and they knew that he was back to be brought up on charges, he started sending me pictures of him and this girl, inappropriate pictures together. He started sending them to me. Like, look, I done moved on. And I'm like, I told her, I said, why is he sending this stuff to me? I said, because this is clearly not upsetting me. And all I just said, she just don't know. That's all I said when I saw the pictures. I said, she just don't know. But for some reason, he got a kick out of sending me pictures of him kissing girls or kissing another girl and being with another girl. I don't know what the motive behind that was. But I guess it was another way him still trying to torture me. I guess. I don't know. But his sister called me and she had said that Russell had just died. She said that he was on stage performing with his siblings and he collapsed on the stage. She said that now Gary from Indianapolis, Gary is like 2 hours, maybe 2.5, somewhere along in there, from where we were. So she said that Russell let the girl talk her into bringing him back to Indianapolis after he done collapsed at the club, and she got him to the hospital just as soon as she got him, for what the sister told me, as soon as she got him to the hospital and they took him out of the car and started working on him, he passed away 15 minutes after she got him to the hospital. She said, I think had my brother been treating you better, she said, because you and your sister was really trying to keep him alive. You and your sister was taking him to his doctor's appointments. When he collapsed, you guys took him to the hospital, all that kind of stuff. I said, why didn't she make him go to the hospital there instead of being in the car for 2.5 hours coming from Gary all the way to Indianapolis to the hospital that treated him, which didn't make no sense to me. Because at the end of the day, if he was worrying about a bill you, bro. Bill you. Because that could have been some time in between there that they could have worked on him and maybe potentially saved his life. But by him being in that car with no medical service whatsoever, this young lady drove him from Gary all the way back to Indianapolis, and 15 minutes after she got him to the hospital, he died. 15 minutes when the hospital in Gary could have been working on him for 30 minutes. I mean, for 2.5 hours. So that's how he passed away. There was a lot more to it than that. You know, the family blamed her, all that kind of stuff, which is irrelevant to this story. But that's how he passed away. So guys, this video is already 30 minutes. Thank you for tuning in to my conclusion of my domestic violence story. And also stay on my page to see the live that I'm going to be doing with Diane to tell her part of this story, so that you can actually hear from her. Because when I say it's still a lot of this that you guys don't know, and a lot more stuff that he did to me that I haven't told you guys. So we can all, as ladies, can come together and kind of learn from my story, and hopefully this situation, what I've said and shared my experience with domestic violence and how I escaped my accuser, because Diane played a big part. So make sure you have somebody on speed dial that can potentially help save your life. And I'm going to end it with this one. Love God, love yourself, and love others. Stay ready. So I get ready. This is Chat with Kay with the conclusion of my domestic violence story. And I think I did really well keeping my thought together of sharing you guys what I went through. So other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for What's in the News, because I got some interesting stuff coming to share with you guys. These things are happening. Well, one story didn't, but 2 of them did come out of Indianapolis, and I want to share that with you guys as well. All right. So other than that, love God, love yourself, love others. Stay ready to get ready to Chat with Kay, and have a blessed day, guys. Bye-bye.